Good morning, wonderful people. How is everybody doing on this Sunday? It is warm and rainy and just kind of humid and miserable out there in Jackson, Ohio. I am glad I am inside here with you. Kindle's working good, volume's working good, everything's doing the way it's supposed to be doing. Good morning, everybody. My little pre-check test to make sure you're hearing me, make sure everything's working. So, get that off the stove. All right. How is everybody doing? I am still recovering from mowing the grass yesterday. I had sweat dribbling off me like a freaking waterfall. I know it's a little disgusting to talk about first thing in the morning before food, but I was miserable. Really affects my lithium levels and my medication levels. Feeling that hot heat, it affects my brain. I kind of slow down, don't think as quick, don't think as well. A prime example, I got a, rechargeable battery. I got a battery powered lawnmower, a skill. People check that out in Discord. I always post, my accomplishment for the week to get the grass mowed without a break in the Discord. I'm trying to get ready for a treadmill test. My cardiologist is going to put me under in 2 or 3 months, 4 months. He's going to whip out that. We need you to run on a treadmill to see how that heart's doing. So I'm sure it's coming. So I'm trying to get a little bit of exercise, a little bit of back in shape, and that kind of thing, to run my heart out. Dun, 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 on the treadmill. So got to get that going on, but it affects my brain. So what I was saying is I got a rechargeable battery that goes in it, nice big brick battery. It's a good battery. And I left it laying out by the big city trash can out by my shed. I set it down, the battery beside it, folded up the lawnmower, and put it in the shed, and walked away from it. I was drowning in sweat and just misery, and I was not thinking very clearly. It's a rough time to operate a piece of machinery when you're that unclear of yourself and that kind of thing. Very dangerous, very dangerous. So if you're getting that state of mind, don't be a fool like me. Don't be a fool. Don't do it. Take a break. Take breaks. Do what you're supposed to do. You know it. I know it, and I didn't do it. So make sure you think you're thinking, have a plan before you start. If I start feeling froggy and kind of foggy, I'm going to take a stop and take a break and do that kind of thing. The grass can always get mowed another day, even though mine was thick and I had to turn the level on the lawnmower and to get it mowed, so it's a little higher than what I usually like to do it. But it's not worth getting hurt. Swirling blades of death is what my dad calls it. So it is not worth getting struck in the foot or thereof by one of those and something happening to you. So play it safe, be safe, come up with a plan. If you're medicated, you get some medical conditions, some mental conditions, come up with a plan before you attack a problem. Say, hey, this is my quitting. If I feel like this, I can't go on, I got to take a break, or I got to quit for the day, or I got to have help. Somebody's going to come and help me. Me, my whole life, I've been solo flying it, and I don't know the word of help or, taking a break. I just muscle my way through it, and it is a horrible, horrible, awful, bad habit to have. It is a macho manly habit, and mainly people get hurt. Here, watch this. Hold my beer. Watch this. It gets pretty ugly sometimes, so you got to be careful. But I got her done. I got her done. So I check in with people to let people know that what I'm doing, and that I got it done and all that kind of thing. I didn't quite do that the way I was supposed to yesterday, but shows I was getting lazy on the texting, so I need to make sure I do that. See what else is going on. Bachelor Cooking Sunday. Woo! I'm always excited for Bachelor Cooking Sunday. Almost, well, Bachelor, I'm more excited for Bachelor Cooking Sunday than game night with family and friends with my co-host, Mr. James, and his lively family hooping and hollering, screaming, wanting on the microphone in the background. I love them all. They are adorable. They are wonderful. They are kin. Sometimes I get along with them. Sometimes I don't, but majority of the time I do. And I try to suck it up and try to ways to be diplomatic. And when my boundaries are crossed or my feelings are hurt or I'm trying to prove a point, I try to be diplomatic about negotiating and working with them and stuff like that. Sometimes you got to lay down the law and say this is how it is, but it doesn't come to that very often. That's considered to me good friends, good people. We grow together, and that's a part of communications. You just grow together. So you gotta be apologetic sometimes, even though you may have not wanted to. You gotta be compassionate. You gotta be compassionate, empathetic, loving, understanding. You got to be all the good stuff in life when you want to make things work. That's with friends, family, children. It doesn't matter. And children grow up to be adults one day. So I try to talk to kids more like they're little adults, little people, and try not to be so condescending to them and stuff like that. They appreciate it. I'm not always that way, but I try. So that's that. So, we'll see, what is it? Is this week the 21st? I do believe this week James is entered, this is for game night, entered into what do they call that? Where the drafts, and I think it's for the basketball drafts and picking his team and doing all that kind of stuff, his draft picks. So I don't know if they'll be announcing the draft picks and who's who and what's what. He said he won the last couple times when he got the drafts together. So he's really, really into it. That's a couple $100, I think. You got to ask him. And basically from there, he's going to be a little distracted. He said he wants to play, he wants to hang out, he wants to do his thing. So he's going to be a follower. So I have to lead the way, or Dana will have to lead the way, and we'll have to do a few things and get things situated. Next Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is game night. So I do believe the next Thursday is the 21st. So we'll have to get in there, get it situated, and do that kind of thing. Now for game night, James is still checking into E-Day for Gears of War and figuring out how he can maneuver and pay for that so we can play that in October. So I really enjoyed all the Gears of War games. That's a Gears of War game. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Halo games too. And but the Gears of War games have a special place. James and I played both out just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'll do it solo, and we'll do that on streaming and online and that kind of thing. By then, the new Halo game should be on sale. It should be cheaper for the holiday sales, the Black Fridays, and all that stuff. And I might be able to pick it up and check it out, see what's new about it, see what the new rendering is, and I think it's Unreal Engine 5, and we'll give that a shot too. So there's a few games in the future for me to play during the day, and hopefully James will play during the night. So we'll have to check that out and do that kind of thing. So that's the game lineup. We're going to check and see if there's a few others we'll get into. I have to keep an eye out. If you know any good ones that are kind of a first-person shooter, or kind of like a Gears or a Halos game or a Destiny game, those are the ones we like. So shoot me a DM or let us know in chat, and we'll take it on from there. I'll check it out, see if it's one we'll like, and we'll get into it, or I may get into it on my own. And with chat, of course. I play with chat, so we can do that. So that's that. For Bachelor cooking, we have a fabulous garlic chicken thigh lunch today, or brunch. It's more of a breakfast lunch kind of thing, as we usually have here. It says the ingredients. This is a garlic herb chicken. 6 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, about 1.5 pounds. 1/2 a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to put a little bit more olive oil in there than that if anybody knows me. 10 garlic cloves. That's a lot of garlic. Peeled and halved. 2 tablespoons of brandy or chicken stock. I've quit drinking 20 years ago. So we're going to go to the chicken stock. I got a couple boxes of it. We have plenty. 1 cup of chicken stock. 1 teaspoon of minced fresh rosemary. We got fresh. I went to the Wally World the other day before the big weekend rush hit, and they had 2 of each one of these, and I got some rosemary, and I got some fresh thyme. So they're $1.78 a piece. They weren't as thick, that kind of thing is what I get at Kroger for $3. But it'll work for what we're doing for our little dish. We're not making an empire. We're not making a 6-person dinner. We're just making a little chicken, and I'm gonna have it for leftovers for the next few days on my days off. So I'm doing a little bit of breakfast or brunch, and then we're doing a little what do they call that? Pre-meals, or come on, help me out, guys. Uh, uh, Pre-making the meals. So we're gonna do that and do that kind of thing. So I have some meals for my days off. So let me know if you have questions. So then we got 1 tablespoon of fresh minced chives. I didn't get any chives. I didn't see any chives at the Wally World. I didn't really look, but we'll do without the sparkly, sprinkly little green chives. So we'll do without that today. And it says this is what we're gonna do. Sprinkle chicken with salt and pepper. Gotcha. In a large cast iron skillet, and I seasoned this one yesterday. It didn't turn out very well. I was too much of a hurry, I guess. Or I'll have to scrape it down and redo it, but it should be good for this morning. Or other heavy skillet, heat oil over medium-high heat, brown chicken on both sides, removed from pan. Remove skillet from heat, add half garlic and brandy or chicken stock. Return to heat, cook and stir over medium heat until liquid is almost evaporated, 1 to 2 minutes. And stir in the stock, rosemary, thyme. Return the chicken to the pan, bring to a boil, reduce heat, simmer uncovered until the thermometer reads 170. Yeah, baby. For 6 to 8 minutes. It'll probably be 15 to 20 minutes. Sprinkle with chives. We do not have any chives. So this is going to be a fast meal. Looks like there might be an opportunity to make some gravy. I'll try that out offline. But with what is it? 1 cup of chicken stock in there. That'd be primed to put a little flour in and a little bit of, I forget the name of the stuff. Put it in there and mix you up a little gravy out of that. It sounds awesome to have a little gravy. So that's what I'm going to try. So that's what we got going on. So what we're going to do here first is we're going to whack up all these herbs. So what I got here, I got Garden Goodness from Walmart. So rosemary and thyme is on my side. Yeah, it is. Goodness, gardens. So we got some of that. What else? We got the garlic. The chicken's gonna stay in there so don't get funky. Oh, some cornstarch is what I was thinking of. I'm gonna check and make sure mine's good. It says used by 47 of 28 or 20. I don't think it's gonna be any good. Ugh. All right, so what do we got going on here? See, that's more than plenty for me. I don't like to have so many rooty stems, so I take some of these and peel them back. Smells wonderful. I've made one bit of a mess. So you still got plenty left over. Made a boo-boo on my finger. Not to violate the terms of service. Well, thank you. This is just me here. I got a little droplet on the knife. It'll be all right. I'm cooking garlic chicken thighs, Z. Good morning. How are you, my friend? So I'm chopping up some thyme right now. Oh, that's good. Well, good evening. You get better on that fever you had and all that kind of stuff? You get feeling better? Obviously, you're still alive and kicking. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, you're young whippersnapper, young whippersnapper. So I had faith in you. There you go. Ornery as ever. Feisty. freaking tree limb in here. I love the smell of fresh herbs, so I went ahead and splurged and got them. This is too big. I'm in bed early too, my friend. I don't know, about 7 o'clock, I take my night meds and I crash out for the night. I get up in the middle of the night and talk to my friends. I missed a phone call last night. I've been taking these sedative pills, these hydroxin, what is that? Hydroxin 50 milligram HCLs. It's a sedative anxiety med. So they've helped out tremendously. I slept through the middle of the night, didn't get up till much later. Good night, my friend. I don't blame you. You have a beautiful evening. Glad you stopped by. That's too small. Throwing it on the ground. All right. 3, 6, 9. I got plenty. No stems on those. That's good. Yeah, so my sleep medication is really helping me out a lot. Well, I watched the Gamers Against Harassment and Abuse. I watched quite a few of my regulars tore through there. Leopard did one, did a block, and Violet Shade did a block, and Ilsa did a block, and it was so good to see the people that I follow believe and have the same morals and values on that part that I do. It was very nice. Very good people all around, all around. So there's a place in ours for gamers abuse, for harassment and abuse. I seen it a couple of years ago, and I haven't heard from them since. I must have been missing it. And I put a lot of the abused victims in there and stuff like that to explain to people these aren't just made up things. People aren't just making this up. These people are real. And the horrible things that you only see on TV happen on the internet. There's been some really atrocious things I've posted there that people have done. That's in the Discord. So I guess they've always been around in the background. So if you got a few dollars, support them. They help victims after things, horrendous things that people do to people, and help them get help and help them get back on their feet or get the support they need. So it is a wonderful cause. And you have to have a pretty strong stomach to go in there and look and see what the horrible things that they posted on Twitter and X. That what some of these mostly men, 99% men, have done to women. It is atrocious. It is atrocious. Criminal, I say criminal. All right. You want you to use olive oil, 1 tablespoon. We do a little bit more. But Gamers Against Abuse or Harassment and Abuse is a fantastic cause, guys. So last I saw, they were still doing streams, doing people coming in doing blocks, and well worth checking out. If you got a few dollars, give them a few bucks, and if you ain't got a few dollars, I understand that completely. I ain't got a few dollars right now, particularly myself. Sitting there and watching it, having a tab on, listening to what they got to say, and just support them, say positive things in chat. Don't forget to pat it in. Pat in on both sides. And I said 6. 2, 4, 5. Now I got a little bag here set up already. These are seasoned, so I just gotta throw them together. I have been getting kind of absent-minded here lately. I don't think it's just the heat, as I mentioned before, leaving that battery outside, that $100 battery. For clean rags and dish towel. All right, it's just about ready to get flipped. We need to get the chicken stock out. 27. That'll work. Smells awesome. All right. What does the recipe say? Should have turned that around. I'll let you check that out. Sorry. Remove skillet for meat. Have garlic cloves and brandy. Return to eat. Cook and stir and throw medium. Oh, brandy. 2 tablespoons. Of course, part of the burner is hotter than the rest of the burner. So I'm gonna take this off the heat. I'm not gonna need this. We have to move that to leave that. All right. I'll give some more. Almost. Smells really good. What a mess. Ah, that arm I told you about. Everybody remember 2 tablespoons? You know me, I like a little extra in there, flopping around a little bit. Use this for my other 4 pieces of chicken thigh I got in the fridge. Back onto the heat. We will use this. garlic. Most of that's grease left. Never really cook the chicken a little extra long. I don't like undone chicken. Oh, like a half a tablespoon. Smells awesome. Well, that does its thing. I'm gonna do up a couple dishes. Check the time. 8:57. And of course, this is a diabetic friendly meal. And why are people that are not diabetic interested in diabetic meals these days? Well, I think it's something people should get turned on to. The whole effect of lowering their sugar intake down across your whole genre spectrum of calorie intake. It's the doctor's going to tell you eventually, the federal government's going to take it out of the food eventually. Why not get healthier now and get the good food, the good carbs, the high protein, the whole wheat breads, the whole wheat stuff, and get it in your system, get used to the diet, and get started now and get that sugar out of your diet. It really doesn't do you any good. Some sugar's good and it tastes really good, trust me. I had some, they screwed up my Kroger order, and I got the Arizona ginseng the tea, green tea, and I had some of it. I said, "Oh, this is good. I'm getting used to it." Then they gave me 50% lemonade one and 50% iced tea one, and it was the light version, so it was light. I drank on it, and I was like, "Oh, this is for me." And I wanted to consume that whole gallon jug of tea all up. So I had to check my blood sugar a little bit more often and everything else to make sure I was not getting into it the way I wanted to. That is sugar is so addictive. It is so addictive. So it is very wise to dip your toe in the water. Maybe it's a bachelor cooking Sunday, little bachelor cooking recipes that are, basically diabetic here the last few months and diabetic friendly. And give them a shot, try them out, see how they do you, see how they taste. They do pack a lot of flavor into them, is what I've noticed. So they do that. Everything is so watery anymore. That's going to go for at least another 6 minutes. So, it ain't going to hurt a thing for you to get a little less sugar in a meal or two. I put the recipes on Discord. You can jump in Discord and download the Word files or convert them to whatever you're using and get in there and try some of these meals. See how your family likes it. So, see how you like it. You do you first if that's what it takes. My board warped out there for a minute. I thought I was going to have to get a new one. I turned it over and it settled out, but I will soon get a new board. Let's check him just to see what we're dealing with. 200, 200, 190, 195, 196, 200. I say they're done. I want them juice in there for a minute. We're going to turn them off and let them suck up the juices. I heard that's a thing. I heard that's a thing. My arm hurts so bad. So just let them rest for a minute. It is hot. That's where that lid went. Find my camera. This is going to take a little bit more prep work. It looks like it needs something to go with it. What's going on with my phone? My freaking doctor's office is freaking bombing me. Are you going to be there? Are you going to be there? Ukraine strikes Moscow. And we're in Fled. We've been in Fled for a week, a month. All right. It needs a side. Maybe next month when I get more money, I'd be paying off some of these medical bills. I have a little bit more money. I've had a couple big ones. Monsters. When I was in the, or when I had that, the nuclear stress test, when they put all that stuff in me. Heck, that was a lot of money. It was $7,200 before insurance, like 18 or 17 after insurance. Then all my regular doctors. All right, guys, get my water. Make sure my finger ain't bleeding all over the place and get turned off at Twitch. Little prayer, guys. Cover your ears if you don't want to hear. It'll be over. It'll be over quick. Dear Lord, thank you for this food, house to live in. Thank you for taking care of us, making us healthy as we can, healing us from when we're sick. There's those that of us have been sick. Thank you for helping us to make the right decisions and do what's morally right, even though it's hard, even though people in society look down upon you and think you're stupid or ignorant because you chose to do the right moral thing. Thank you, Lord, for giving us the strength. I love you, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Dinner time. Nice and tender. Nice cooked all the way through. I like chicken that's cooked all the way through. Give me a little piece of garlic. Very nice. Herby. Very nice. See, I don't really taste a whole lot of garlic. Tastes like a nice chicken broth with rosemary and thyme and a little hint of garlic. I got that Walmart garlic. Might have been something wrong with it. It was cheap, but it was all right. I scooped one big old chunk of garlic up with the last one, and it was all right. One last piece here. Get a big old chunk of garlic. It's good. It needs a side. It needs a good side. So I liked it a lot. You can't taste it where we fried it in olive oil. That's done washed away. The olive oil leaves a nice, greasy or a sheen on it, is what they say, a sheen, which gives it a nice little reflection. It's really good. I like to try to make that sauce into some type of gravy. I think that would be good for it. It needs everything I eat. It needs a gravy. It needs a gravy. So it's really good. I like how I cut up the rosemary and the thyme instead of leaving big chunks of anything in there. I like eating rosemary and thyme. I like the taste of it. I'm a former smoker, heavy duty smoker. I smoked, I don't know, 17, 18 years with 2 to 3 packs a day. So if I get that extra flavor in there from a big old chunk of cooked rosemary or cooked thyme, get that on my tongue, and I just savor the taste of it with everything else. My taste is coming back a little bit, even though I've quit for 7 or 8 years. Well, I'm at 37 to 50. I quit 13 years ago. I quit smoking, and still to this day, I still suffer from lack of taste and everything else in my taste buds and that kind of thing. I think something to do with the meds I'm on, yes, but I don't savor the juicy morsels of tender cookings like everybody else does. My sister, Liza, and my stepfather, my dad, got the Class A Super Taster. I think little Madeline's got it too. Super Taster taste buds. They taste everything magnified 100%. So you put a piece of salt or a piece of pepper in something, it's like, oh my gosh, you salt and peppered the hell out of that. No, I just put a little bit in there. So they got the super taste buds. So God bless them. Let them be fortunate. Let them taste the good tasties. Other than that, it was a really good meal. It needs some mashed potatoes would be good. Sweet, you can't have mashed potatoes diabetic unless you have a little portion of them. What would be good? Maybe a sweet potato. Maybe you can have sweet potatoes with being diabetic. Maybe that'd be something to try with this. I don't know. I was never really fond of sweet potatoes. I'm gonna buy some next month and start trying them out since they don't hurt my diabetic side of my life. So try that. Other than that, guys, it's been a wonderful time. Z, I hope you can keep feeling better. Greetings. Sorry I missed you. I was in the middle of cooking and tasting and doing all that kind of stuff. Good to have you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you on Bachelor Cooking Sunday. It is always my favorite day of the week. Game night with family and friends with my co-host, Mr. James, at 8 p.m. on Thursday evenings is my second favorite day because I get to hang out with family. But cooking and hanging out with you guys is my favorite day of the week, and it's also my Friday. So tomorrow I have off. I will be doing, running around doing that kind of thing. I do have therapy on Wednesday. Been keeping that up once a week therapy stuff. So it's turning out pretty good. So he likes seeing me a little bit more often now that I'm doing better. He's an all right guy. He's my therapist, all right. I don't know if he likes going walks around the building, the hospital, or that kind of thing for us to get in shape and hang out and do that kind of thing. So, but he's turning out to be more and more of a person I like to hang out with. So that's the biggest thing I got going on. I get some miscellaneous stuff around the house, but mostly rest, keep up on all the hygiene of the house, cleaning, scrubbing, that kind of thing, and my personal hygiene. You got to do that. Make sure I stay up on all of the things that I'm supposed to as a grown adult. And doing this cooking was one of those things that are really good. So I got to figure out what else to use that other chicken for, and it'll be great. And I got to use the broth. So I got to look up a recipe. It'll be wonderful to kind of play around, experiment. Well, that's enough for me. I've yipped and I've yapped and I've eaten, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Meal prep. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. This I got my meal prep. Look at all that food I got to put in dishes and do all that kind of stuff. Meal prep. So that's what I got to do. So I got to finish meal prepping for the next couple of days to eat and get that situated. I hope you meal prep. Cook a little extra, cook a little this or that. It's so much better than the I was a bachelor, married, and married. It was the same way when I was married. Eating out of the vending machines at work is horrible. And then I was like, I got a divorce, and I was like, well, I'm going to McDonald's. I got money now. And I went to McDonald's, and the guys in the shop, I worked in maintenance, said, you're going to turn into a Big Mac. I said, yeah. And I was going to school full time for HVAC and working a full time job. Great group of guys, great group. The best people I've ever worked around. I've worked around a couple good sets. So, guys, it's been real. I love you. God bless you. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week. And I will see you Thursday morning for some marathon. I did enjoy my marathon sessions this week. I'm starting to remember how to play that and do that kind of thing. So I wish you the very best. Take care of each other, and I will be back. I love ya. See ya.